Welcome to Dodgers Daily. Casey Porter here. So glad that you decided to tune in. Fans, today we have a very, very, very special guest joining Dodgers Daily, right-handed pitcher in the Dodgers organization. Connor Godwin joins Dodgers Daily for the first time. So, Connor, hopefully this isn't the last time, but it is the first time. Thank you so much for joining.
Yeah, man, thank you for having me. I'm excited to finally be on the show. I've been watching my teammates on here for years, so.
Yeah. Okay, so let me get this right. You're from somewhat western New York. You're about 3-4 hours away from New York City, and you're a huge Buffalo Bills fan, correct?
A couple of those things are right, man. I'm western New York, pretty close to the PA border, kind of down south. Huge Jets fan, though, man. Not a Bills guy.
Not a Bills guy. So are the Bills going to win this weekend?
I hope so, man. I don't dislike the Bills at all. It's cool watching them. I mean, super likable team, man. I like Josh Allen. Who doesn't, but hoping we get a quarterback like that here pretty soon.
You're back in Western New York right now, right?
Yeah.
What's kind of your routine, what you're doing every day, and what are kind of some of your goals for the offseason?
Most days it's like wake up, I make breakfast, I make huge meals, man, trying to gain some weight, and then hit the gym, find a guy to go throw. There's a college up here that's been letting me use their indoor stuff, which is super nice being up in the cold. And then, I go throw, do any maybe extra mobility work after that, and then head home, eat a couple more times. Just got a little sauna that I like to use here.
Yeah, man, I wish I had to gain weight. That'd be nice. Hey, have you ever been to Niagara Falls? Is that pretty cool? I've never been there.
I have been. I've been a couple times, man. It's super cool.
Yeah, is it? Okay, so yeah. Western New York, we'll get into your high school stuff here in a minute. So Western New York, and you ended up at a JUCO in basically Central Florida. How in the world did this happen? Where'd you get connected with that?
Gotcha. So out of high school, I graduated during COVID, so I didn't get to play my senior year, and I wasn't a travel ball kid either, so I didn't have very many offers to go play baseball anywhere. So I did a gap year and realized I just really wanted to go to a junior college. I thought all the benefits of that were what's best for me. So during my gap year, I was like posting on Twitter, reaching out to schools, heard great things about Central Florida. They let me have a ton of freedom in my training, which I really wanted at the time because I liked what I was doing. So they reached out, and once I got the offer from them, I committed.
Horseheads High School, is that right?
Yep, that's right.
Okay, I got to ask you, you're 6'4", right?
Yep.
Coach Lemoncelli, who not graduated, but I think you retired last year, right? For over 30 years of coaching, correct?
Yeah, he retired from high school coaching.
Yeah, he's coaching college now, I do believe, isn't he?
Yeah, Mansfield.
Yeah, Mansfield. Okay, so you're 6'4". He was also the basketball coach and the baseball coach. You being 6'4", we've got to have a background on the hardwood, right?
Yeah, a little bit, man. I love basketball. It's funny. I didn't play high school basketball until my senior year.
No, really?
Yeah, so I got cut from the basketball team in like middle school. And after that, I was like, I'm just going to play rec ball because I thought I should have been on the team. And then going into my senior year, he asked me if I wanted to play. Obviously, I did. Ended up playing my senior year for him. I was the tallest kid on the team, so I played the 5. So not a ton of dribbling or shooting for me, just a lot of rebounds and throwing elbows down low. But besides that, man, I play pickup different nowadays because it's more fun, but wasn't a whole lot of shooting for me back then.
So are you a 5 that can extend out and shoot a 3 then now in your pickup days?
Nowadays, that's me.
Yeah.
Back in high school, if I had shot a 3, I don't think I would have seen the court for a week.
We won't tell the Dodgers you play pickup basketball, right?
Yeah, it's fine.
Okay. Yeah, no doubt. Okay, so Coach Lemoncelli, obviously a storied career there, over 30 years. He's won 2 state. I believe they won the state title last year, and then in 1999. So storied career. I'm sure he had a lot of influence on you. Talk about him.
He did, man. I tell anybody that brings him up nowadays, man, he was the perfect coach to have as like a teenager in high school. Like he was put a lot of discipline into the kids. I'm sure he's done it, forever, but he was doing it a ton when we were in high school. Like there was open gyms that were, optional, like they're mandatory. There's workouts that were, mandatory workouts. Like you show up on time. It was a really good stepping stone before getting into more serious, like collegiate and professional athletics, just the values that he put into us as teenagers.
Yeah, so I caught on to something that you said that you really liked about kind of the way that you trained in high school, both there and in JUCO, and that you like the freedom of the way that you do your routine, the way that you do things. Is that why you chose the Dodgers? Because they are the best at kind of allowing you to be you, and you kind of do what you're best at?
Yeah. So part of it, the routine that I was talking about that I really enjoyed, that I liked in the training I was doing, I actually got from a pitching coach that's with the Dodgers right now, Coach Walsh.
Oh yeah,
I
Ian.
met,
Yeah.
yeah, Ian. I met Ian before either one of us were with the Dodgers org. Um, he was he was training at a facility in North Carolina, and I went down there during my gap year, between high school and when I went to my JUCO, and met him. And I fell in love with the stuff that he was teaching because he was super smart guy, knew what he was doing. And I was like, when I get to a JUCO, I need to go somewhere that's going to allow me to keep doing this. And that place ended up being Central Florida. Also, why I want to be with the Dodgers, because I'm like, I know how they do things.
Mm-hmm.
I know I'll get to keep working with him. It was a perfect fit.
So why choose professional baseball going undrafted after your JUCO experience?
I mean, I had interest from other teams, but and I could have gone back to school. Obviously, I'd only done my freshman year of college. I wanted to go somewhere that was going to develop me as a baseball player before anything else. I mean, you've seen polls done by MLB Pipeline recently. Dodgers are the best at developing pitchers and hitters. I mean, the goal is to be a big leaguer. It's not just to get into the organization. So I wanted to go somewhere that's going to give me the best chance of being that big league pitcher. So when I got an offer to play professional baseball from the Dodgers, I was like, all right, I'm not going to pass up this opportunity and hope I get it again next year. Like, I want to take it now.
Yeah. So were you a two-way in high school?
In high school, yeah.
Yeah. What position do you play?
I played some first base. Nothing real sexy, dude. But
Yeah. You hit any bombs?
some rec ball bombs. No official high school bombs.
Yeah. Yeah. So does it get pretty cold? And I mean, how does that work in New York? That has to be really cold in Western New York.
Dude, freezing. We wouldn't touch a baseball field until the first game of the year. I remember going out one time with a couple other pitchers and the coach, and we shoveled off the bullpen mounds so that we could all throw a bullpen before the first game outside. Besides that, it's like ground balls in the parking lot. Bullpens in the gym. Catchers, nobody can see anything because the backdrops are all white center block.
Oh yeah.
But I mean, it's part of it, dude. It's kind of cool now that I think back on it. I'm like, dude, we were doing anything just to get some baseball in.
Yeah.
Super short season too, because they start it in like April, and then you got about a month until school's getting close to ending. So
you guys couldn't find an indoor building with a propane heater anywhere to go?
it's tough to find. I mean, our high school had a couple, but I mean, the backdrops, it's just tough, man. The backdrops are white. Most of the time, you can't fit a full baseball field in the buildings either, because it's a small area too. It's not. We don't have a massive, indoor baseball field where guys can go train and stuff. Indoor places are super hard to find around here.
Yeah. Okay, so I've gotten in a couple, I don't want to call them arguments, but definitely conversations about you and your injury. I've tried to explain to people he did not have Tommy John. He had a fractured elbow. He had screws put in it once. They came loose. He had to do it again. It was not Tommy John. I'm just like, nobody, like, no, he had Tommy John, that kind of deal. So can you take us through that so we can finish this conversation here?
Yeah, man, no Tommy John. Blessed the ligaments held up this whole time. It's in good shape. Super lucky. I did have screws put in back at the end of spring. I think it was the May of 2023, and then rehab for that. I get why people think it was Tommy John just because how long the rehab process took, but it was really just because it was 2 surgeries. The rehab wasn't going super well with the first surgery, really painful. Found out screws were coming a little bit loose, went and took them out. Didn't get them re-put back in. No screws in the elbow nowadays.
Oh, really?
So, no.
No pain or anything, huh?
No pain now, man. I'm good. Super lucky. Super grateful that the second surgery went so well. They were warning me before the second surgery. They're like, there's a chance while we're, pulling the screws out, they break up and some of it stays in your elbow. Luckily, that didn't happen. Dr. Schaefer out in Scottsdale did a great job. Took them all out in one piece. And then as soon as the holes healed up, basically like rehabbing another broken bone, it was good to go. I was fine.
What are you, 23 now? 23, 24?
23.
23.
Yeah, 23.
Okay. Yeah, so made a great decision and going pro as early as you did because you've had all of this injury type deal with your elbow and you're still only 23 years old. That has to be a positive for you.
Man, being healthy in any sense is a positive, yeah. I mean, I was one of the older guys on the Rancho team last year, but like you said, like if if it had happened 2 years from now, I mean, I could have been 25 when it was going on. Everybody gets hurt too, it seems like, at some point. Mine just so happened to be before I really got started in the organization. But, I'm not somebody that's always hurt, and that was my first injury. It just took a little extra long to rehab it, man. Now I'm healthy, dude. I'm feeling good.
Yeah. Okay, so Western New York, what's the temperature there today?
Man, I'd have to check. Our snow's been melting, so I'd guess it's at least mid-high 30s.
Oh, but that's not bad, though. That's not terrible.
That's not too bad, no. It's one of the better days around here.
Yeah, you'd be playing a doubleheader in high school on a day like that.
Dude, yeah, if we had a day like this in high school, man, we're touching the field.
Absolutely. So. And then you went to Florida, and then you completed that entire circuit, the cross-country across the United States of America by playing in California. That kind of had to have a really neat feel to it. Like, I've been just about everywhere.
Yeah, man, because I didn't travel. By the time I had left high school, I mean, I'd probably only been to some East Coast states. I hadn't really traveled too far. And, baseball's taken me all over the place. I've gotten to see some really cool stuff, man. I don't think I ever would have visited Phoenix without baseball or Rancho Cucamonga, California without baseball. And I really loved living in those places.
No doubt. So did you grow up in New York? Because you have no accent whatsoever that I can detect.
Yeah, man, I grew up here. Same town my whole life. It's not, we're so far from the city or any of the cities, really. Closest one's about an hour 20 to Binghamton. Up north, closer to like some of the Great Lakes, they get a little bit of one too, but this is kind of like northern PA to most people.
Yeah. Yeah. So you got back on the mound professionally. It was your debut this last year in April. So talk about what it felt like finally taking the mound again after all that you had gone through. You'd made it there, and here we are in the middle of California. Here's Connor Godwin standing there getting ready to make his debut. Take us through that.
Man, I can't begin to tell you how blessed it felt. I'm so happy. I love seeing my teammates do well. Like guys I got drafted with, or got picked up with and signed at the same time with in 2022. Watch them all get to play for the last couple years. It makes you a little jealous. Like, I love seeing them do good. I love seeing guys get called up to AA and AAA in the big leagues. But I wanted that to be me so bad. And I'm like looking at my player profile, and there's not even an inning pitched, no stats whatsoever. It's like I was never even there for the longest time. So officially got to play, man. It was so worth it, dude.
Yeah, absolutely. And there were some ups and downs to it. That's to be expected with the amount of time that you had off. Your stuff was really dirty. So kind of take us through how you evaluate your last season, the ups and downs of it, how you left last season, your goals, and just kind of, where you think you're at right now.
Plenty of ups and downs. I felt very streaky throughout the year, and it was all kind of revolved around command. Things I was really happy with was I hadn't had an off season to work on anything in the longest time, and I was worried about coming back and not having stuff that played. And for the most part, it seemed like my stuff would play at the level we're playing at. The arm felt good. I was coming out of the bullpen after a day or two, feeling good, holding the same velocity. So those were all the good things. And then obviously the command was just tough. Figured out my stuff's going east to west like pretty hard.
Yeah,
which is great. Which is great for the stuff. Makes it hard to keep the ball from going into the batter's box and clipping guys sometimes. Which that throws a whole inning off, because if I'm already struggling with walks, and then I don't even get to throw 4 balls to this guy before he's on first base. You know what I mean? I don't even give myself a chance in the at bat. That definitely made a couple outings spiral, and they didn't go super well. I'm harder on myself than, any other coach or anybody will be. They're all pretty positive, and I don't try to give myself too much of I'm trying to think of the word, a pass for having bad command this year, because I'm on the roster, I'm on the team. It's not a special case just because I've been out for 2 years that I get to throw more balls than anybody else. Like, I'm supposed to be here to try to help the team win and progress my own baseball career. So kind of after each outing, it's like, how do I get better at this so that, I don't have to be like, oh, well, I've been out for 2 years. That's why I walked 3 guys. You know what I mean?
Yeah. What a perspective. Wow. Who taught you all this maturity and how to handle and view these things like this, man? You had to have a big village that taught you that perspective.
Man, you got a lot of time to sit and think in rehab, dude.
Yeah.
There's a lot of days at the hotel in Glendale just sitting there thinking about what you're going to do and how you want to handle your career as a baseball player.
Yeah. Kind of reminds me of Cam Day at your time whenever he was coming up through the system. Do you know Cam at all?
Yeah, I love Cam.
Yeah, he just dirty stuff. So I'd like to ask him this question. I'll ask you this question. I didn't put this on the question log, so we'll see how this goes. I think you can handle it. With an arsenal that moves as much as yours, I mean, your stuff is dirty. It has, as far as metrically and the way it moves, it's incredible. Do you try to hit targets as far as ending points, or do you try to start it in a spot and then let the movement make it a strike? Which way do you go, ending points or starting points?
I think that's something I'm still figuring out with my stuff. Over the season, it would depend on the day. There was days where the ball would come out of my hand, and if it doesn't seem like I knew where it was started coming out of my hand, then I would have to go for the ending point.
Okay.
But then there was other days where I would go out there and I'm like, I can throw a strike on the inside or outside, anytime I want. So then I can kind of mess with, all right, how far do I want this to go this way? Or, you know what I mean?
Yeah, absolutely.
But definitely, struggling with command, that's something I'm trying to figure out as best as I can. I like going with the ending point, because then my hardest thing with command, I'll say, is like if I throw 4 straight, sweepers to a righty, I have the ball's coming out almost going straight at him, probably at some sort of angle like that. When I go back to a sinker that goes the same horizontal in the opposite direction, I have to adjust so far to the left to make sure I don't just run it into his shoulder for a hit by pitch and ruin the at-bat, that I'd like to be able to go ending point so that they're both just kind of converging over the plate.
Oh, that makes a lot of sense right there. So I had you at a cutter and a slider. I guess you said you had a sweeper there, and then also a two-seam that has good movement to it. So let's start with the sweeper, I guess is what I'm calling a slider here. Just a massive pitch. I mean, plus. Talk about how you learned that pitch, maybe the grip of it, and how you use it to get hitters out.
So I learned that from Ian Walsh, Coach Walsh, before either one of us were with the org, and it's just been a pitch that I've been working on this whole time. I like to call it a slider too. Like, sweeper's a new thing, but I mean the shape of it's just a pure sweeper. It's a little bit of a slower slider compared to like a hard bullet guy. But I try to throw it as hard as I can. Started the year, it was probably low 80s. Realized I'm like, dude, I need to throw this thing harder. Had some in like 85, 86 range towards the end of the year, which was really nice. Trying to average out around like 84, 85 with the same shape with that. That's, hopefully going to be my best pitch. I need to land it in zone a lot more, especially to lefties. And then, sinker was my main fastball this year. And then there's a 4-seam in there. I'm not super... 4-seam is definitely not my primary fastball. Yeah. The sinker plays better. It grades out better, the shape. I love the 4-seam to lefties, sometimes surprise a righty with it if I feel like I want to get the ball above his bat, but it's not a super verty 4-seam. So for the vert that it has to be able to play, it has to be like my third pitch, not my first or second.
And set up off something else.
Right. Yeah. Right. If I'm throwing a bunch of sinkers to this guy, I can, I did it a lot towards the end of the year and I was super happy with it. I'm throwing balls with 12, 13 vert that are getting over guys' barrels because it looks a lot different than my other pitches. But just not going to throw 4 of those in a row because he'll probably adjust to it.
So bullet slider, is that correct? You kind of have a shorter slider. Would that be correct?
Yeah, that's what I call my cutter, just because it was started out as a cutter. It really is just like a small slider, but that's my cutter.
Yeah. So do you have to intentionally try to... Well, this is kind of geeky, but pronate and then supinate to get the movement to that, or do you use the grip, or is that just something that, hey, you just throw it and this is what happens?
I'm a big supination guy, so I don't think about pronating, but I definitely have different cues with the both of them. I've got a ball here. I don't really pronate with anything. The cutter, though, I hold the ball kind of in the corner of the horseshoe right there.
Oh, cool.
And I'm trying to backspin it off my middle finger pretty hard. Like, I'm still supinated, but try to give it a little more carry and throw it harder than the sweeper. But the sweeper, I actually spike the grip because I like the press. Because I like to spin it off my middle finger, so getting this finger out of the way kind of just helps me create most of the pressure between the thumb and the middle finger. So I just want this out of the way. I don't want any pressure on it.
Does that
And
give
then
it
I'm
more
just-
downward movement? Is that what that does for it?
It definitely has a little negative vert.
Okay.
If you get too far behind it with the two fingers, maybe a little bit less. But I mean, I'm less worried about the vertical movement, and I want as much horizontal and as hard as possible.
Okay.
So this is what's helped me do that. And I mean, this I'm pretty supinated. I'm less behind it. I'm not trying to backspin anything off my fingers. I'm just trying to spin it off that middle finger about as hard as I can.
Yeah, cool. So where did we hit and sit velo-wise this year?
I think my average velocity on fastballs was like 94.3.
Oh, nice. Wow.
Early in the year, I had a couple like 91s, 92s in the outings, I think. I think the slowest fastball I threw this year actually was like 91.7. It's a pretty like tight range. I didn't range up or down super far. The hardest ball I did throw this year was 97 flat, .0, so it was nice to get at least one true 97 in.
Yeah.
And again, after not being able to work on throwing velocity over the last few years, I'm glad it stayed as steady as it did in that range all season, and I didn't, have a velo drop down to the, 90 range when I was in like August.
Yeah. Yeah. So, with all these things, the high expectations you have for yourself, the no excuse approach that obviously you take, all of that's great, but still, injuries are injuries. So I would have to think the biggest takeaway from last year is, hey, I posted, I kept posting, I stayed healthy throughout the year, I'm healthy in the off season. That probably has to be the biggest amount of momentum you have right now, isn't it?
Absolutely, dude. I can't, again, tell you how happy I am to just be healthy, to go pick up a ball and throw it and say I feel good afterwards. I mean, even being sore, dude, towards the end of the year and not feeling great, like, it felt great compared to how bad I had felt before.
Yeah.
So I'm like, that's another thing that helped keep me on the field, I feel like, so much, is that I know when I'm hurt now, and I know when I'm just not feeling my best. Like, I can go throw 2 innings through a sore elbow and be totally fine. Maybe my velo was a tick down, but, I got through it, and I'm going to be fine tomorrow too. But I can definitely really tell when there's something like actually going on in there now.
Okay, fantastic. That's all of the business questions I have for you. We got a couple of light questions here. You ready for those?
Yeah, man.
I did not put this one on the question log, but I kind of thought of this as we've gone on listening to you talk. You say you cook for yourself a lot, right?
All the time, every day, every meal.
Yeah, you ever cook out steak?
All the time, man.
Okay, I got to know the seasoning for your steak. I got to know what you put on it, man.
I just do garlic, salt, pepper.
Ah, fantastic. So are we a medium well? What are we doing here?
Like a medium rare. I love a good crust on the steak.
Okay. So do you
and I
sear
want
it
it to be-
first?
Depends on if I'm inside or cooking on a grill.
Okay.
Obviously not a ton of grilling outside in New York right now, but
Yeah.
when we're down at the complex in Arizona, dude, I do that quite a bit.
Oh, man. But everybody's coming over to Connor Godwin's apartment, right?
Yeah, just out at the hotel, man, just out back on the grill right there. Guys
Yeah.
will walk by all the time. I'm always cooking. Inside, it's normally like sear on one side for a minute, sear on the other side for a minute, and then I'm flipping like every 30 seconds, I think. I don't even go to the oven, but after like six and a half minutes, man, it comes out great.
Okay, fantastic. Okay, so what is one thing that every single coach that you played for, whether it be back in high school, JUCO, all of your professional coaches, what's one thing they would all say about Connor Godwin?
I'm hoping that they all think that I'm a very competitive athlete. I've always loved sports, and I take games extremely serious once we're out on the field, and hopefully they just all know how much I love baseball and that this is the most important thing to me in my life, and it has been for the longest time. Even as a kid, like, baseball was the only thing I ever wanted to do and the main thing I cared about. So I'm hoping that that's rubbed off on people and that they see me that way.
Let's eliminate baseball. Let's eliminate basketball, which is probably going to throw a wrench into your answer here. What extracurricular activities were you involved in back there at Horseheads, and what things do you do besides baseball nowadays, baseball and basketball?
I mean, back then, I played a little football. I did track one year when I actually got hurt playing football and couldn't play basketball even in the rec. So I did indoor track that year. I mean, hanging out with my buddies, there's not a lot of things to go do around here, but there's a lot of things you can find to do. There's a lot of land. There's a lot of outdoor stuff to do, whether it's like hiking or fishing or something like that. So that was back in high school. Nowadays, man, I have a little dog. I got this 2.5-year-old puppy.
Oh, yeah.
And if I'm not playing baseball or basketball or eating or hanging out with a friend or something, me and him are going to do something.
Yeah, fantastic. We have 2 pit bulls. I absolutely love them. Sometimes they come on the show whenever they think Daddy should be done with the show or the interview, and they say, hey, we're ready to go for a walk, so you got to get off, right?
Next time you talk to a guy from Rancho, man, ask him from this last year, ask him about Jerry, because he was with me all year in Rancho, and I'd bring him in the locker room.
Oh, you had him in Rancho. Okay, awesome. Yeah.
Brought him in the locker room every day before the game, dude. Guys loved him.
You got to teach him how to be the bat boy, be the bat dog.
He's about this big. He couldn't pick up the bat.
The bat would pick him up, right?
Yeah,
okay,
exactly.
So I can't wait to hear this answer because you have such a great perspective on things. What are the top 3 priorities in your life right now?
Baseball is number one, man. I want to progress my career. I want to, succeed in it and everything. Something I've been working my whole life towards. And outside of that, man, I want to, be a good person, be a faithful person, be a good family member, be a good friend, just stuff like that. I feel like this career gives us so much freedom to do so many things outside of it, like so much free time in the off season. You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah.
Just want to, be there for the people I care about and try to be good, dude.
Absolutely. Okay, so what is the best moment that you can remember on a baseball field? And if you want to include, you don't have to, but if you want to, what's also maybe the worst moment you've had on a baseball field?
The best one might be tougher to think about. So I'll tell you the worst one was when I went out against, I think Inland Empire this year, dude. I gave up 6 without recording an out, and that was a tough night. Like I try not to linger on bad outings too much, but I don't think I was a very friendly face in the clubhouse for about a week. So that was a tough one. Gotta move on from that one, but it's all right. And then, I mean, I've had so many great times on the baseball field, dude. There was games in high school where I threw a complete game in a 0-0 game, and I just shut out, and I hit a walk-off at the end of it. That was fun. I mean, that's like a high school accomplishment, though. JUCO World Series was great. I went to the JUCO World Series and lit up the radar gun a little bit and got some Twitter attention. That was really cool.
What'd you hit?
At the JUCO World Series, I hit 99 on the radar gun.
Oh, really? Oh, wow. Okay, cool.
Yeah, I mean, that's pre-elbow surgery and stuff.
Yeah.
That was...
Oh, we'll be back.
Yeah, exactly. I'm hoping, dude.
Yeah.
I'm hoping after an off season of training, I can get back up there. Can't let 19-year-old me throw harder than me at 23, 24. But
yeah,
I mean, that was cool. We didn't win the World Series, man, but that was an awesome experience. I have a lot of close friends from that team.
Who'd you play in that World Series?
I pitched against Cowley.
Oh,
twice.
Cali. You know where Cali's at, don't you?
Kansas?
Yeah, absolutely. Ark City, Kansas. It's about an hour away from me. And by the way,
Gotcha.
Scott Hennessy, the AAA coach for the Oklahoma City Comets, he was one of the very first coaches, him and Dave Burrows and Lefty, who's the head coach there. He's in the Hall of Fame for Cali because he was one of the 3 coaches that actually got that program started. So you'll have to bring that up with him when you see him at spring training.
Okay, yeah, man. I'll definitely talk to him about that. I never knew that about him.
Yeah. Cali County is absolutely awesome right up here at Ark City, Kansas. Okay, so I'm going to change this up a little bit, the wording of it, to make it a little bit more difficult and hopefully a little bit more entertaining. So what is the funniest that you've seen in terms of one of your teammates being cold playing baseball in Western New York?
Oh, being cold. Dude, okay. We used to have guys like shortstops wearing full-on sweatpants and sweatshirts underneath their uniforms, dude. Like... You'd think this kid weighed 300 pounds the way he looks like he's moving around at shortstop. His hood's sticking out. He's got, the ski mask on and everything like that. First game, normally just the first couple games of the year, it would be like that, dude. Snow's coming down. Guys getting their hand. Can't imagine getting jammed when it's 28 degrees outside.
I'm not facing Connor Godwin that day. I'm finding an injury somewhere.
Oh, man. My junior year, which was the last high school season I played, we had a kid that got drafted by the Mariners. His name was Mike Lemoncelli. He's actually Coach Lemoncelli's son.
Yeah.
I mean, we played a small school too. They weren't even in conference. They were like a Class D school. And he's in the cold, like 30 degrees, throwing like 91, 93 to these poor kids, dude. I'm like, why'd they come here, bro? They drove an hour to get here for this. Yeah. It's just terrible.
Yeah, that is. Yeah, just to get your ass kicked, right? I mean, it's like, oh my God. Yeah, okay. Yeah. So the most important question of the day, absolutely no doubt about it. I ask this question of every single player that's ever played for your legendary Your legendary manager, John Shoemaker. Have you ever seen Shoe out of uniform?
Yeah, man. The only times I had to think about it when I saw that, because I started thinking of the field, and I'm like, I don't think I've ever shown up to the field and he wasn't already there wearing his uniform.
Absolutely.
And I would show up an hour, 2 hours before guys showed up to the field, which is still 7 hours before the game, so that my dog could run around and stuff first, and he's still there in uniform. But no, the times I did see him was on the bus home from like road trips or 2 road trips. He'd normally have on, normal kind of old guy outfit, but he's got this long silver cross chain that I always thought was pretty cool, man. Makes him look young.
Yeah. It's almost like seeing your first grade teacher at Walmart. You're like, that's just not supposed to be, right? Whenever you see Shoe and his khakis or whatever, then it'd be okay.
Yeah.
So, hey, man, this has been a heck of a lot of fun, Connor Godwin. Hopefully this isn't the last time we get to talk. Congratulations on getting back. We're on our way, and, hey, this is going to be a huge year for you here in 2026, getting back, kind of getting leash let off, if you will.
Thank you so much, man. I really appreciate it, dude. And this was fun.
Okay. Last thing here before we get out of here, I know you have a lot of people that you probably want to thank here. This is your chance.
Thank you for having me on the show, dude. And all the Dodgers organization and, teammates and coaches and stuff. Anybody that's helped me, anybody that's had a part of it, man, just if they watch this, thanks to them. So
I got to say, totally impressed. You're my style. You're my generation, because we say dude. The younger generation says bro. So, hey, we're on the same page there. So, hey, Connor Godwin, thank you so much.
All right. Thank you, man. I really appreciate it.